Hi guys, welcome to the podcast Bros. This is
Gaurav Khanal.
And I'm Ashwin Samargi.
and I'm Avizra Sumargi. So let's get into it. If you guys have seen the promo, you guys know what the channel is about. So today, the first topic that we will be covering is Premier League, specifically sports, but Premier League to be more specific,
Okay.
right? So we're 6 games into the Premier League, and so far, 6 games in, Arsenal look like they're world beaters. Apart from the last game
For
against,
how long?
yeah,
For how
apart
long?
from
That's the
last
question.
game.
How long?
Apart from the Man United game, then comes Man City, who are 14 points. Sorry if I didn't say the Arsenal point. It's 15 points. Man City with 14 points. Tottenham with 14 points again. Brighton 13 points. Man United 12 points. Chelsea 10 points. Liverpool 9 points, and Brentford 9 points. Among this list, for me, the surprising teams are Brighton, right, and then Brentford. Brentford, they did perform like fairly well last season as well, so I'm not as much surprised. But
Brighton started off strong.
Yeah. And then the other surprise of this whole table, Liverpool. Liverpool have been,
Upset.
I
it was an
mean,
upset.
they've been pretty stale this season.
But
And
the season has just started, so we can't really,
I mean, we can't. But
I'm sure Brighton is going to be like out of top 4, even
I don't
United.
know. Yeah, okay, Brighton.
Even Arsenal,
yeah,
I know,
yeah.
100%. I think they will go out of top 4.
I think they
as well.
will. But Arsenal, the two remain at the top spot. It's difficult. But the top 4, I think I can see them ending up in the top 4.
I believe in Michael Arteta, so I believe that Arsenal this season, I think they'll finish in the top 4.
Hopefully.
I think this season it's gonna be a little bit different. And
So Arsenal will be back in Champions League.
Yeah, I mean,
I think yeah.
for so many seasons, it has been like Arsenal fans have been like crying every day.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing.
I see all the memes and for
Yeah.
Arsenal fans, that was sad.
Every year, it's like they're just recycling the same.
I think that's
memes.
gonna
But
happen
that's
with
one
United
sad
fans
part,
now.
That's one sad part. All the good Arsenal memes will go away.
Yeah, the Arsenal memes will become Manchester United memes, you know.
Manu did look piss poor when we started the season, but they have recovered fairly well. They did lose their first 2 games, and one was against Brentford, which was
Yeah.
a 4-0 thrashing,
Yep.
right?
They lost 4-0, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a pretty.
But they won with
significant feat.
Arsenal,
Yeah. So
so I mean,
so they are starting to prove that they can come back, and they are not as bad as we thought when they started out the season with the first 2 losses.
yeah.
Even
Even with Tottenham, they will be out top 4. It's every time. Brighton and Tottenham, I see them at the start of the season. They're always on like top 4, top 5, or
Again.
something. Then they're out of the picture.
Again, Tottenham is one of those teams with which provides the meme content every season without the trophies. But I can see them fighting for top 4. They have a strong team.
I think Tottenham
Conte.
also has a very strong contention for the top 4 because they do have individualistic players who are outstanding, but Conte, as we know, is a serial winner.
Yeah.
He did come to Chelsea. He ended up winning the Premier League, which was pretty significant. He went to Inter Milan and he won the Serie A there as well. So Conte has a proven record, and I believe that I don't know if the Tottenham will finish in top 4, but like you said, I think they will fight for the top 4 spot.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll see.
we are talking about all these other teams, but the team that I am supporting, Man City.
I'm supporting Man City as well.
Yeah, so how can we avoid that?
Finally, this time Pep Guardiola will win Champions League and Premier League. And
He's got the
without Messi.
missing piece, which is
Alright.
Erling Haaland.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
the name
that's
I
the
was
thing, yeah.
dying to hear. Yes, Erling Haaland. What an impressive start to the season. What do you
10
guys
goals,
think?
man.
Yeah, already. And it's just 6 games in.
I think he's going to do very good in Man City. I think it was a good decision for him.
I think when the transfer was made, people were a little bit skeptic, right? Because we have seen a lot of Bundesliga player of the season come to the Premier League and then not do so well. So Mkhitaryan was a pretty good example. Gundogan, he didn't do very well.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Kevin De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne was pretty significant. And
KDB is KDB.
yeah, but Erling Haaland was also young, and then he was playing from Dortmund. He wasn't playing from Bayern or some other or some of the other lower teams. So it looked like Erling Haaland could be a hit or miss, but
As of now,
So far, he has proven hit.
He
Let's
is
see.
a big hit.
Just started, that's why. I mean,
I mean, he has been able to silence the doubters, hasn't he?
I mean, so far.
What a start to the season.
Exactly.
The sad
This
thing with
was
the
significant.
sad thing with Man City is last season,
Yeah.
just because of 2 days, they couldn't get Messi. You know, they got Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
If they had saved the money, they could have got Messi. And imagine Messi, Kevin De Bruyne, and Haaland. Oh,
I think that could have been a pretty significant trio.
Yeah.
But I think because I've been supporting Man City for a while now, so I thought that bringing Messi into the Man City lineup, I thought that could have disrupted the whole team dynamics, because they had grown accustomed to playing a certain way, and Pep
Yeah,
is very demanding with his players.
Exactly, and with Messi in the team, you have to change the style of play.
Yeah.
And then Messi is not always like.
I mean, that will just be a doubt because, imagine he went to Man City, then people would be like, oh, imagine Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar playing together. That would have been like just the opposite discussion right now. So, I mean,
I mean,
there
if
al-
Messi
there's
would have
always
been
what
playing
if.
in Man City, it would have there would have definitely been benefits. But then I think the
There would have
disadvantages
been
would
detriments,
outweigh the
Yeah.
benefits.
For sure. Defensively, like Messi would not have helped as
Yeah.
much.
Plus, I mean, Man City is quite like fast. Like they play.
Yeah,
They have like Premier League is like a bit faster than like other.
Yeah.
Plus a
leagues,
little
yeah.
bit more
Yeah.
physical. Messi, I think, could have adapted to the physicality and the fast pace, but I don't think he could have adapted to the fast pace of Man City. Because Man City, they do play a very significantly like counter attacking football, right?
But I also think Messi could have adapted like very well because that time Man City were lacking a finisher, and Messi is a good finisher. Like, so I think it would have been very good.
But trying to bring everything back to topic, so Erling Haaland, definitely the best fit that Man City could have hoped for.
Yeah.
And if this season, though Man City is my team, if they fail to achieve the Champions League trophy, I think this season will be a massive failure.
It will be
Yeah, because
that is the ultimate goal.
Right.
He is here to win the Champions League.
he's won 4 out of the 5 Premier Leagues.
Yep.
So he's proven there. He's won a lot of FA Cups. He's won almost
Yeah.
every Community Shield. So we know that.
This is his last season as a coach, right? With Man City, Pep Guardiola.
I think he extended a couple of
Yeah.
years.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I'm not certain about that.
And I
but
think
yeah.
Pep Guardiola is here to stay because the team that he's built
Yeah.
and then the legacy that it'll create. He's already been compared to Sir Alex Ferguson
Yeah.
with the Premier Leagues that he's won back to back, like 4 out of 5, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, we'll see as a.
All
season
right. Okay.
continues.
So let's move on to the next team then. That's the Brighton. Brighton
Okay.
significantly good at the start of the season. They've had 4 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. So
That's
what are your
nice.
guys' thoughts on Brighton?
That's nice. They've obviously started off strong, but now the question is for how long can they manage and then can they like keep up with this toughness because now the domestic cups like the FA Cups and the Carabao and all that they are starting soon.
Yeah.
So with that comes the
Yeah.
lack of rest time and then the more injuries
Yeah,
and all
more
that.
physical.
So and then
stuff.
plus the manager.
Yeah.
Chelsea stole their manager, which I'm
Graham
very
Potter,
happy by the way.
Okay, so Thomas Tuchel is going to Brighton.
No.
Oh, no, okay,
It's-
okay.
He's just been fired.
Oh,
He's
okay.
Been
yeah,
fired,
let
which
go.
I think was a bad decision, by the way. But Graham Potter, I hope he can do some good because Blues all the way.
Yeah.
The original Blues.
Sorry,
by the way.
supporting Chelsea.
Yep, Chelsea.
So
I can see you crying
The
at the
better
end of the
shade
season.
of blue in Premier League, but yeah, go on.
I mean, that's definitely subjective, some would say. But yeah, Brighton definitely a surprise for the season. And losing Graham Potter, I think that is a significant loss for the team, right? Because Graham Potter looked like he was very in tune with the team and he knew the kind of substitutes he wanted to make. And Brighton have had very strong results against very good, strong sides as well. Some of them could be their competitors in some of the other seasons, but they have managed to beat them and then they are in the top 4. So I don't think Brighton finishes in the top 4, but I think they could definitely finish at the top of like the top half of the table.
Yep.
More towards like the 6th, 7th, 8th position.
Okay, yeah.
So Brighton is definitely there. Tottenham, another one, right? Like we've talked about. I think Antonio Conte, he will be able to sprinkle some of his magic and make them fight for a top 4.
And
I mean,
the
yeah,
players as well. Like,
Yeah, they haven't lost any games
Yeah.
as well so far, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, Tottenham have like had 4 wins and 2 draws, so that is
Yeah,
like pretty
yeah.
significant, right? So maybe another invincible team from North London. Is that possible, guys? What do you
I
think?
think that's a far reach for now. It's just like what 5-6 games in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make the Arsenal fan jealous a little.
Yeah, the Arsenal
maybe,
fans were getting
maybe tingle.
yeah, the Arsenal fans were getting way too excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenal also, yeah. I think Arsenal has a good team as well. But anyways, Liverpool another shocker of the season,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So let me
I
tell you
mean-
guys this, yeah. So everywhere Jurgen Klopp has been a manager for a long period, in his 7th year, he has struggled.
Okay.
And
Yup.
this year being the 7th year for him in Liverpool,
Yeah,
like, is this
it's going
something
bad as
that's
well.
just like the 3rd year of Mourinho? Or
Maybe
is
7
this-
is just his unlucky number.
Yeah, that's what, right? Like, is
Exactly.
this like the 3 for Mourinho, where like in the 3rd year, either he gets sacked or like the team just makes him leave, right?
Yeah.
Or is this more like just a whim for the time being, and then Liverpool will be able to pull back some points and then go back to the
While
top?
we're talking about the 7th year of Jurgen Klopp, there's also that Yaya Toure thing, that the curse that
Yeah.
someone, I think Yaya
Oh,
Toure is someone
The black
put on.
magic.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That put
Yeah.
on Man City, that Man City will never win the Champions League because of the way I think Yaya Toure got disrespected by the
Yeah.
club.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So,
It was
yeah.
more so Pep Guardiola than the club. So I think
Oh, okay.
it's Pep
Okay.
Guardiola rather than Man City. It's
Oh,
not
okay,
gonna win
okay.
any Champions
I mean,
League.
there are a lot of like beef between the players and like the coach. So it doesn't mean if a player just said,
Yeah.
okay, this and that, and then that's gonna happen.
I mean, if
There's
we
no
are
curse.
to talk about black magic, the whole shenanigans of Pogba and Mbappe.
Mbappe, yeah,
I
that
mean-
was over the news.
But okay, we don't have time to discuss all of those fun little details in the footballing world. But so let's go to the past week's review of the games, right? Arsenal lost 3-1 against
Yeah.
Man United. That was a pretty significant
Yeah.
loss for
Yep.
Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, the sad part is Ronaldo hasn't been like as effective as
Yeah.
he should have been for
I
Manchester
think he
United
hasn't
this
been
season.
in the top 11 lineup for a while now. So
I think it's time for him to move on.
he did try. Didn't
He wanted to move on so bad, but
he tried so hard.
nobody was.
But the thing with
nobody
Ronaldo
was-
is like whenever you're doubting, and then he's there to prove. So
So this
That happened
season,
last season as well, I think.
Yeah, 18 goals
18
last season.
goals,
So
that was-
last season was pretty significant on Ronaldo's end as well. But like we were talking about Messi, right? So Ronaldo, we saw the detriments of having, like, there were amazing advantages of having Ronaldo in
Yeah.
the team, but we also saw some of the detriments of having such a significant, historically significant player in a team, right? Where you have to give him some certain sense of respect and
Yeah.
let him play his way. And doing that, he did score 18 goals last season, but Man United were struggling.
Yeah.
And then this season, you can see Tim Hag definitely sat Ronaldo down for most of the games that they have played, and we understand why, because Ronaldo's name does have a certain level of pull, but sometimes it's to the detriment of how the team wants to play.
Yeah.
And everyone in the team respects Ronaldo, so it's definitely.
yeah, I mean, it's a
tough one.
good boost for the team as well, like to have Ronaldo in the team.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
now from the bench side, I think Ronaldo will be a significant boost because he did try to leave very hard for the for when the transfer window was open. But anyways, okay.
But that was the
3-1
other
win,
thing. No other club wanted Ronaldo.
right?
Yeah.
But I understand why, because like irrespective of whichever club he goes to now, it's gonna be pretty much the same story
It's gonna
repeat.
be
So
I mean,
I
and also
think-
the fans, like we have to realize, like Messi, Neymar, I mean Ronaldo, they will get old and they will not be able to
Yeah,
play as like how
The
they
same
used to
way,
be
yeah.
able to play before. So I mean, obviously, like when there was like Ronaldinho, then Messi came, right? So same now. There's Mbappe and Messi is like will not be shining as much he was before. So
I
that's
mean,
that's a like
I have
sad
a
truth.
prediction for Messi, but I'll save that for some other episode. Anyways, going back to the same point. So 3-1 loss, Arsenal. Arsenal trying to play very high press, and Man United playing park the bus counter. Pretty Jose Mourinho, I would say.
Yep.
And they did succeed. They were
They
very
did.
clinical in front of the goal. Arsenal were not wise enough, even after they came from the break, where they could have done some sort of damage limitation. They weren't able to. And they made the same kind of mistakes again, break on the counter, and Man U scored
Yeah.
3 goals. So, Arsenal, though defensively they were pretty sound, they did make very silly and random mistake, which I think could have been changed. So that one is on Michael Arteta, and we'll have to look at him specifically
But
because
yeah, but the credit goes to Man United because They lost the first 2 games and then they're
yeah.
on a 4-win streak.
They even won with
Right.
Liverpool, now with Arsenal.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're doing
The
good.
Liverpool game, I think, definitely was a turnaround for Man United.
Yep.
Right? Like beating Liverpool 2-1.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
losing
significant
first 2
yeah.
games of the season and then
That too, the first game, I think, or the second one against Brentford, that was a thrashing. 4-0 thrashing.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, I think that was a pretty interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Man City tied Aston Villa. How significant was Aston Villa's
That
game
is,
plan?
that is the good thing about Premier League. Like even the Giants,
Yeah.
like Man City, the perfect team that they have right now, but they can also lose.
Man,
points,
I
Yeah.
saw that
points.
game, and Aston Villa, they play like really well.
Yeah.
Like really good.
They stuck to their
Yeah.
guns. They
Yeah.
had a strategy. They stuck
I think,
to it.
to be honest, for that game, they deserve to win, Aston Villa.
Hmm.
That's what I thought when I was watching the match.
Biased opinion again from my side. Man City should have won.
I mean, I
Thrashing.
know I support Man City, but you know, like it's also like because it's also like what you're appreciating when you see the team, and then they played really well.
Yeah, okay, I agree with the sentiment, but still, Man City could have won. Thrashing. Anyways, going to the Tottenham game against Fulham, that was a 2-1 draw. 2-1 win again
2-1
for
win.
Tottenham,
Yeah.
which is another significant result. Again, they're third in the Premier League, tied in points with Man City, right? And they have similar results: 4 wins, 2 draws. So Tottenham, it seems like, are being able to not just hold their position, but also win games when it counts, where it counts.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about that result?
Yeah, it was a good win, 2-1, but then not like an easy match for Tottenham.
Hmm.
Definitely not an easy match, and but with the likes of Harry Kane and Son, and then I mean the team's got quality, and
Yeah.
the Conte himself, like they will pull through. They will finish good and top 4 fight for sure. I will not say for sure top 4, but they're going to fight.
I
for
think
top
barring injury, they could
four. Yes,
probably fight
injury is
like,
always
yeah,
like
Yeah.
all the way
an
to the
option,
top
yeah.
4 because they have a pretty thin squad as well. They haven't had the opportunity to stack up because they did build this amazing £5 billion stadium very recently, which I've had the opportunity to go, and it is a
He's
very
just bragging
very
now.
amazing stadium. No, it is worth going. It is
Okay.
very.
it can change into like
the American football ground as well,
yeah.
right?
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, and it's like state of the art. Like it's amazing. So
So
Tottenham,
they're
yeah.
doing everything except for winning the titles, right?
Yeah, Tottenham
Yeah,
has had a
that's-
very
that's
tough
one
time
thing,
winning the
yeah.
titles. Yeah, so that's fine. But I think Tottenham this season, because they haven't had the opportunity to spend so much on the transfer window, I think they have a thinner squad
Yeah.
than like people have been led to believe. So I believe any injuries could like really derail their season, just like the ones with Mourinho and the ones
Like
before
the
and
one team that injuries has affected as of now is Liverpool.
Ah.
They've had a bad start to the season, and then many players are injured right now. Yep.
I think some of the players have started to come back, and I think this almost 10 days break for them has been significant for recovery, for rethinking their strategy and approach to the game. Because we have enjoyed seeing Liverpool at the top of the
Yeah.
table. Yeah, I support Man City, but there being some sort of competition always puts a little bit more stake into the game.
Exactly.
There's a
Like
little
last
bit more
season, like
teeth, right?
Liverpool lost the league by 1 point. Right? They were going for the quadruple. They even reached the Champions League final, which they could not win.
Yeah.
But so Liverpool were like for like last 4 to 5 seasons, they've always been competing with Man City.
Yeah.
So Liverpool definitely a shocker, and then Brentford also showing fairly good form. They won 2, drew 3. I don't think Brentford will be as good as Brighton, but
Yeah.
I think Brentford has, let's say, brought up a better squad this season around as well. Because last season also they survived relegation. They did get promoted last season, and then this season I think they will be okay. I
Okay.
believe they should be okay. All right. Okay. So some of the stats for you guys, not some, just the two. One of which is Erling Haaland, top scorer of the Premier League, 10 goals. You know, yes, Man City.
He's in form.
I know. And then the next stat is the highest assist of the league, and that is again Kevin De Bruyne, Man City. Yes.
It's the highest assist of the league, and that's only 4 assists.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we're just 6 games in, so I think we'll have to be a little bit
And
tempered
KDB
with
is
it.
already bagged a couple of goals. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think he scored
Three,
a couple of
okay,
goals.
yeah.
So yeah, so Man City leading the charts, not the table, which will come soon. Arsenal is going to lose more points.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
sure.
they will definitely
And
lose
Man
some
City is
points.
going to be on a winning streak here to the end of the season. Proclamation.
Alright.
Anyways, okay. So let's talk about some of the other teams and other teams that we are interested in, and some of the teams I believe that our audiences will also
Yeah.
be following.
Okay.
So let's go to the La Liga table, and then we'll
Ooh.
talk about Real Madrid.
I
right?
like the La Liga. I mean, though I don't like the leaders right
Yeah.
now, Real Madrid, but I do like what Barca is doing and how they
Yeah.
are playing, and I can see a good end to the season.
Yeah, I think Barca is gonna do really good this season.
Yeah, Robert Lewandowski is killing
Yeah.
it.
Xavi came and he like totally changed Barca's game.
Yeah,
Because I remember last season, midway through the season, right? Barca were struggling. And then Xavi comes in, and then all of a sudden, bam, change.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we finished second in the league.
and the signings that we made over
Oh,
the
yeah.
transfer windows, they were like good
Yeah.
signings. Most of them, some of them were free, and then all good deals.
Barca has also had some financial troubles as we
Yeah, I
know.
mean that's with them every season. Like every season, I hear news with Barca,
So-
like with FFT,
financial fair
FF,
play, financial
yeah,
fair play, yeah. So yeah, especially during the last few seasons, we have had the habit of spending a little bit towards the questionable side, and the last season we saw the brunt of it, where we were not able to keep Messi, right?
That was yeah,
Exactly.
sad
Let him
thing.
go.
Playing the Europa League was a low.
Also,
Yeah.
also you know like few seasons, like losing Champions League every time
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
with such a good like lead in the first
yeah.
first match and then
leg,
the
yeah.
second match
Let's,
like with
let's
Liverpool.
let's not dive into that. Those
Okay.
Flashback
horrors,
PTSDs, yes. Yeah, you can put in the song "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend," in
Yeah.
the background with our faces.
It took me a few shots to get over it.
Yeah, definitely. Still not over it, by the way. So, Real Madrid with a flawless record right now, 5 wins in 5 games.
Yeah.
So
Not for
they're-
long. Not for long.
Not for long, but they have managed to show
Okay.
Europe again that they
Like
are
yeah,
one
I
of
mean
the
all
better
of a
teams.
sudden like
Yeah.
at some point they were like really bad last season as well, and then all of a sudden something happened
That's the
and they
thing.
won
You have
Champions
to
League.
you have to give it to Real Madrid, like the mentality, the elite mentality that they have, and
Yeah,
Benzema, like he definitely deserves the ball in for
Yeah.
this season, I guess. Yeah. So
People believe that when Ronaldo left, Real Madrid were going to suffer.
they did suffer for quite a bit of time.
I mean, they did come second, and I mean, like, it wasn't that big of a suffer. Like,
they've been winning La Liga, and
Yeah.
I think they've won twice, I guess.
Since
and
Carlo Ancelotti has come, they've turned everything around. Like, I mean, turned everything around in the sense that
they've won
they
the
just
Champions
moved
League,
one
yeah.
spot up, right?
But,
like, they
I
went to
mean-
the semi-finals of Champions League either way, so that was a given. They were second in La Liga, so they just moved one step up and then like managed to.
Yeah, I think even with or without Ronaldo, Real Madrid is a team with like positive mentality, and they're like quite physical as well. So I think that helped a lot.
And the thing about Real Madrid, like they've already started to replace the legendary midfield, like Modric, Casemiro, and Cruz, right? They've already started to replace them with some new additions and young players. So they've already worked. They're already working on that. That's what the great clubs do, right? They replace. the
Yeah, I
old
mean
talent.
they have to
Yeah.
replace. Yeah.
I hate them. Anyways, second on the table is
Do you hate
Barcelona.
them
Yeah.
or you hate changes?
No, I hate Real Madrid.
Okay.
Bro. I'm an avid Barcelona
I hate
fan.
Real Madrid as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up,
Barca.
I've been supporting Barcelona for over since whenever I've started watching football. So I've been an avid Barcelona fan for ages, and watching Real Madrid win those 3 Champions League in a row, the stings. And we, on the flip side, like you talked about Liverpool, Roma, some of these horrors, Bayern 8-2. Anyways, so Barcelona is now on the second. Barcelona is now second in the league with 4 wins and then 1 draw, 13 points, right? So yeah, Barca is doing pretty well as well.
And I believe
Yeah.
we are on the comeback
I
to
believe
the
so as well.
to the greatness.
Yeah, I think they will definitely be first or second this season.
I believe they should
Will
win the
win the
league.
La Liga,
I
yeah.
s- I believe
I
should
believe
win
they
the
can
league.
even win Champions League.
Champions League, because it's a younger squad, so I'll hold out a little bit.
maybe semi-finals. That is what I expect the team to do.
I think if Barcelona reaches semi-final, then everything is on the table, right?
But also like because the last season was a like disaster for Barcelona, they are very lucky to be playing Champions League this season.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay,
then
we will take the criticism.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we did fight back.
See, I love Barca as well, right? So,
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
But so, given last season being a disaster in the sense that we finished a lot of points behind Real Madrid, but we still finished second. So I think that wasn't as bad.
But
as,
even the games and everything, it was like, you know, not
I
how
don't know.
Barca normally
Yeah,
plays.
first half of the season
Yeah.
I agree with you, but like second half of the season once Xavi came in, then I think Barca really flipped on a switch,
Yeah.
right? And then they were able to get some of these tough wins, which almost seemed impossible.
El
during the
Clasico,
first
the last El Clasico 4-0.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty
Right.
impressive win as
Yep.
well, right?
In
Like,
Bernabeu.
yeah.
So
that was a
Yeah.
significant statement made at that time, and Real Madrid did end up winning the Champions League. So that must have, though it did not matter in large scale of things, winning the El Clasico, but Real Madrid winning the Champions League and Barcelona being able to defeat Real Madrid in their home, I think that did put some confidence
Yeah,
in these
yeah.
young players that are in Barcelona.
and also it was kind of a vindication for the fans as well. We
Yeah,
did
yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
Okay, so Atletico Madrid seventh on the table, three wins, one draw, and one loss, 10 points. So Atletico is having a terrible season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's Atletico were able to make La Liga a 3-horse race because previously it was just 2-horse races,
Yeah,
Barcelona
yeah.
or Real Madrid.
And they did win it just 2020, just 2 seasons. I think one season ago.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
did win the
They were able to win the
Yeah,
season with
okay,
Suarez.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
last
Suarez
season.
was the yeah.
I
No,
mean,
the
yeah.
season before that.
The season
right?
before that.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, I was really happy when they won because Suarez, Barca I think Barca just disrespected
Yeah,
Suarez,
that
and then
was-
he went there and then he won
Barca
the.
were in a
La
landslide,
Liga.
you could see, because the way the president was kicked out of the whole club, that was one thing, and then
And the way that board handled things, like with giving over the top wages, they did not manage everything. So
all right. Anyway, so some of the stats again. Lewandowski 6 goals to
Yeah,
2
I think
assists,
he's
so
adapting
I'm
quite
loving the
well.
guy.
yeah,
Lewandowski.
Yeah, he's adapting good.
and Lee Kang in three
Top assist.
three
Whoa.
assists. Yeah, so he's
I mean,
on the top
he
of the
can
thing.
get. I mean, he definitely has some potential.
I mean, he's definitely shown some
Yeah.
outstanding performances in the game, and 3 assists definitely early in the season. But 5 games, 3 assists, that's a pretty outstanding show for a player
Yeah.
like him. So okay. Anyways, moving on to Bayern Munich. This is another one of these teams that we are like significantly in love with to follow. And Bayern are kind of struggling as well.
Yeah,
3
I mean-
wins and 3 draws.
3 consecutive draws.
Yeah, so that has been a pretty big, talking point
Yep.
because it's very unlike Bayern to have 3 consecutive draws.
I think they are missing Robert
Yeah, I
Lewandowski.
think-
Yeah, I think.
Robert Lewandowski has definitely been a massive miss, and Leroy Sané is playing a little bit better than
he
the
has been
previous
good.
season. We are starting to see some glimpse of Man City Leroy Sané and also Mane. He did definitely make a quick impact on the team.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bayern Munich still though third in the league. I think they'll win the.
Yeah, I think they will win. Yeah.
the league either way.
And the cup as well.
yeah, I think the DFB Pokal.
Yeah. I mean, this
Yeah.
time they definitely don't have chance in Champions League, but
I don't know. I think for me, like I believe Bayern do have a shout because Bayern always has a shout, don't they? Like even though they're struggling or whatever, but like
I mean, yeah, they are a team with always like
Yeah.
a complete
quarterfinals,
team
semifinals,
kind of thing.
always,
Yeah, but
they're always
Yeah.
there. Like Real Madrid, Bayern, these teams. We could have also said Barca until the last few years, but Bayern and Real
Recently,
Madrid, like
yeah.
these teams are a sign of consistency in a very perilous times of
Yeah.
football, where
Yeah.
things are changing constantly. One of the other teams, this is the final team that we're going to cover for today, and that is the team known as
PSG, I guess.
Paris Saint-Germain.
The attack is looking really strong, but
Neymar is in good form. I mean,
Neymar is in excellent form
Excellent
right now.
form.
So Neymar
yeah.
with 8 goals and 6 assists.
I think he had enough, so he's like, okay,
I mean, before
I
the
have
season,
to prove
yeah,
now. Yeah.
yeah,
I
exactly.
think in involvement of Messi has also elevated.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
game.
7.
They've started to click, especially with Neymar.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about Mbappe still comes in with the ego and everything, and what just happened
Did you
recently.
guys see the bump that Mbappe gave
Yeah,
to Messi?
that's what I'm talking about.
The bump. Oh yeah. Today as well, I saw one video. Like, okay, so Messi passes the ball to Mbappe, and then he was running towards goal, Neymar on the left side was completely
Yeah,
empty,
yeah,
and
I've
then
seen
he
that
doesn't
one.
pass and he just
I think
shots.
this is
and
the
then
last
goal.
game that they played. Yeah,
I
I've seen
mean,
that one. And he just goes for the shot because I think he scored a brace, and he like Neymar was free, but then he wanted to go for the hat trick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so he just like up and did the ball. I have a few thoughts on Mbappe. I think Mbappe is one of the reasons why Paris Saint-Germain is like heavily divided. Plus, they do not have any coaches in their squad. I believe even the head coach right now. I don't think he has the character to assemble all these
Yeah.
people because there are some big names in Paris.
High profile.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. What are you gonna do? You know. Plus, I don't think the coach has that much of an influence in the team as well.
Yeah, I believe so as well. And Mbappe has definitely divided the locker room. And I believe Messi's Neymar's relationship has also created a strain because Mbappe is definitely jealous of all that. I believe.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
believe. And it looks like team chemistry is down the gutter.
Yeah, I mean, with I think with PSG, if they are able to use the three attackers wisely, I think they will have really
Exactly.
good team. But
Yeah.
that's what attitude kicks in. Like everyone wants to be the best, and everyone wants
Yeah,
to,
on
like,
paper
score.
they look good,
Yeah,
but
I
on the
mean,
ground
yeah.
it just doesn't work that
Okay.
way.
So now we're nearing the end of our sports talk, football
Alright.
talk. And I wanted to end this, given this is our first episode as well. I wanted to end this episode on a curveball. I know you guys didn't know this was going to be happening. So give me your top 3 predictions for the Premier League.
Top three predictions.
three.
I
And
would
this
say
this is going to be tracked throughout the season.
okay.
And at the
Okay.
end of the season, we're going to be putting in the display, and then we're going to be comparing and contrasting as who.
Okay.
Man City, they'll definitely win the league. In order or like just top 3?
1 to 3.
I'll go with the winner
No,
of the
in
league.
order, bro. Come on, we have to make this a little bit more
Okay. Okay, so Man
tough
City.
so that we can laugh at each other at the
Alright.
end of the season.
So Man City definitely winning the league, and I can see Arsenal in the 3rd position. All right.
So who's
Arsenal
second?
in the 3rd position. I'll go with. I feel like Liverpool will catch up because they're then like not so like behind. There's not a big gap. All right. So I think Liverpool will pull through and finish second.
Okay, let's go one more. Top four.
Top 4, Chelsea on the 4th position.
Chelsea fourth.
Chelsea 4th.
Okay, that's
So Man City winners, Liverpool runners up, 3rd Arsenal, and 4th Chelsea.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
that is
Okay.
So with me,
that's locked in now.
Yeah,
Man
alright.
City first,
Locked in.
Yeah,
Liverpool second,
yeah,
Chelsea third,
yeah.
United fourth.
Ooh.
That's
United.
that's a tough call. Yeah, but United have shown some good show. The only thing I'm concerned about is gonna be Chelsea. I don't know how they're gonna fare.
Yeah, I think
But-
they have a good team. So I know their coach.
Graham Potter.
They sacked the old coach, but I
Yeah,
think they still
Thomas
have a
Tuchel.
good team.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my prediction. What about you?
For me, I will go Man City top of the table. I believe Liverpool will catch up, but because you guys have given Liverpool second,
Okay.
I would like to change a little bit, and I think I will go Tottenham second,
Tottenham.
Yeah, that's never
Okay.
happening.
Tottenham
That's never
second.
happening.
Okay.
and
That
then
is,
Liverpool third, right, and then Arsenal fourth. So this is how I'm gonna lay out the table. So now that we have our prediction locked in,
Okay.
I think we can move into
Prediction for Champions League: who's gonna win?
No, that's a tough one. But Man City is the best shout as of now.
I think let's do the Champions League prediction once the World Cup is over. But World Cup shout out. All right.
Argentina.
Argentina all the way. This is Messi's last World Cup, definitely, and the team is ready. I think they're still unbeaten. I don't know the number of games that they're unbeaten. I think it's 35 plus or something, but they're still unbeaten, and they've just won the Copa America and the trophy with Italy.
UEFA League Nation or something.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they've won that as well, and so they are in form, and Messi is ready. Watch out.
My shout.
I know what you're gonna say. I think Argentina as well.
No, I wanted to say Argentina, but that would be very monotonous on our end. So I'll go for a hope and a prayer, right? Because I have supported this team in the past, and they have let me down, and not just me, but it has never come home.
It will never come home.
It will never
It
come
will never
home.
come home.
I am saying for the Queen, they're bringing the trophy home.
The only thing that's coming to England now is a king. That's it.
That was a
Yeah.
good one.
I mean, the reason Queen did not stay till the World Cup was that she did not want to see England lose again.
Well, that was a very dark joke.
Oh, nah, we don't want to say that. Queen would be very
We're
sad.
still in the period of mourning. Just kidding. It's not even been 10 days. Oh my god. Anyways, so I believe it's coming home, and finally Harry Kane, the captain, he's gonna be given the credit that he's due as one of the better strikers in the world, and not just the better striker, but also one of the better players.
By the way, you remember one time, I think it was World Cup or something, the ball was thrown from space and then that ball was used? This time when there's
Wait,
World
what?
Cup.
When
No,
ball
there
was
was this
thrown-
video I
I
saw,
don't
like
know.
there was this ball, right? It was, I think it was from outer space and then they played with that ball. So this time in to support England, apparently Queen is throwing a ball from heaven and then that's the ball they're being used to help England to win, but
So
it's never
that's
coming
the ball
home.
they're gonna play with?
It's never coming home.
So
Nah, I was just joking. But
No,
there
no,
was a ball which was thrown from space or somewhere, and then that ball was played in a match, used in a match.
So that.
So I'm
joking
just
or like,
so according to that, I'm creating a scenario where Queen is.
No, we
help-
get the joke. We
Okay,
get the
okay.
joke. But then, so you're
These
telling
people never get the joke.
So there was genuinely a
Yeah, to search.
ball that, like, oh my god, how did we miss that? So I
did
didn't-
you
I
watch
wasn't-
that
I was-
Galaxy thing that they did, that ad when they all go to the space and play some aliens?
Oh yeah, I've seen
I
that
think-
one.
I think-
But I've never heard of this one, so that was pretty interesting. I think we should be more aware of what is happening in the football world as well. Moving on to the next topic, now we're going to be covering tech.
right.
Some very interesting technology did surface on the planet Earth,
Okay.
right? And it was done by this one single company known as Apple. The small company, you know. I hope you guys have heard about it.
No, is it?
Yeah. So somebody did take the bite out of it. But anyways, so Apple did.
I know who
have-
took the bite out of it.
Yeah.
Newton.
Because of gravity. That's why I used that. Anyways, so the Apple event, that was a pretty significant thing that just took place just a couple of days ago, a few days ago.
Yeah.
And they did launch a few products on the market, like Apple does every year around September.
Every year they're making my phone old.
Yeah, and then I think that's the tactic, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so let me talk about some of the stuff they took out in the market. So, Apple Watch. They did launch 3 different Apple Watches, which was Apple Watch Series SE, which was $249. The base model, it also, I think, comes with the cellular version. Then there was the Series 8 that also comes with the cellular version as well, which was marked around $399 and $499 respectively. And then there was the Ultra, the $799, the biggest and the
the
best.
baddest
Yeah, I
of
think
the-
it was
of the
baddest.
bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on the Apple Watches?
Well, Apple Watch, I would definitely love to have an Ultra in my hand.
Yeah.
It was like really good. I
So,
think.
so
That
why
tech-
the Ultra? Like, why not?
I mean,
go for
first
the
of all, I
Series
think
8?
it with the design and everything as well, it looked a bit different from what they normally used to make. I was never an Apple Watch fan, but when I saw Ultra this time, I think I would love to have one. Also with like tech stuff as well, all the features and everything, they're quite fascinating as
Yeah,
well.
it's definitely feature
Yeah.
packed,
Mm.
and the price, but the price is the
Price
main-
packed and feature
yeah.
packed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The price is the main concern for almost like most of the people, but it's not for everyone. And the features, that's the good thing about it, and they did like change the design as well.
Yeah.
But the Series 8 and the base model, what is that? SE,
SE,
right?
SE, yeah.
It did not have a lot of changes in them. The same design as well, just with a couple of little features added in them. So one feature was that crash detection, which was a good addition,
Good
you know,
thing,
in
yeah.
case of emergency and all that.
So, there was a very, I don't know if it was subtle, but there was this theme that was being pushed down by Apple down everybody's throat about how emergencies could happen anytime, and your phones and watches need to be smart enough, you know, to be able to detect all that, and almost a doom and gloom kind of promotion of their watches, because some of the features that they were promoting were the satellite thing for
Yeah.
the if you ever get lost or if you're severely injured in a remote location, then you can use the satellite to message your network carrier and they could inform someone else. and they can come and save you or rescue you. That was pretty interesting.
I mean, I think the safety part is really good as well. I like in real. I met a person. He told me that his life was saved because of Apple Watch. Apparently, something happened to him. I think he fell down or something. And Apple, knowing it was like fault detection, it contacted
Emergency.
yeah,
Oh,
and then
okay.
the cops. I mean, the paramedics and everything. They were there on like within 5-10 minutes, and then
Yeah,
he
there
was
was this
saved.
old video that the Apple showed, like at the beginning of the event, like with the people that got saved by the Apple Watch. Remember they were reading the thing out
At the
Yeah.
start of the keynote, yeah. But I'll have to preface Gaurav's story by saying that this happened in Australia, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. It did.
So if you believe that this is the kind of features you'll get in Nepal, sadly
that
you're
is-
mistaken.
I mean, see, even you will get that feature in Nepal, but the ambulance will be stuck in traffic.
That's true. That's true. Especially if delegates are here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roads are gonna be.
Well, I
closed.
was in traffic for 4 hours, so
Yeah.
yesterday.
The other thing, the reason I would not suggest people that normally live here and don't travel a lot, like don't buy the Ultra. Like the features that they have in the Ultra, like for the scuba diving, where are you gonna go scuba diving in
Yeah.
Nepal? Like
Yeah.
until unless you have to travel,
Swimming pool.
right? Like
Or the bathtub.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I mean, you
yeah.
get what I mean.
I
And
get
hiking.
it.
Oh, I mean, hiking is like really
hiking
good, but
is-
I don't know
yeah.
how much GPS will
and the
support.
satellite thing as well. It's not gonna work here like for some time now. It's only functional in US and Canada, I believe.
Yeah.
US
Oh,
and
yeah,
Canada.
yeah, yeah.
And some of-
Also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go on, go on.
okay. Also, with if you buy no, I think okay, no, not with Apple Watch. Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So it's for select carriers.
Yeah.
So that means that not every carrier is also gonna have the satellite facility. But the Apple Ultra, 36 hours of battery life. 2000 nits of like brightness.
That is bright.
Yeah, so that is pretty bright. Even if you're lost in the darkness, then I think you'll be able to see the watch very clearly. And some of the other things that it does, and I think this was also included in the Series 8, was the ovulation tracking, which is
Okay,
pretty-
yeah.
which was a pretty good thing, I think, especially for our female listeners. And also the temperature tracking, right? Like so slight up and down in temperature, and then like the Apple Watch is able to see some of the past recordings of temperature and be
Oh
like,
wow.
okay, something is
I
off.
think with temperature tracking they did delay 2 years. If it was just recent, if it was that this feature was when the COVID was there, then it would have saved a lot of
Yeah, I think-
hassle going to the supermarket, and there was like no thermometers.
But I think that was right. That could have sparked the idea of let's have temperature tracking
Yeah.
as well, because
Yeah.
the whole COVID situation. So I think that could have been something that triggered this whole idea to come.
Yeah,
about.
maybe. Yeah, but also there's a question like how accurate the thing is.
For the time being, it looks like Apple is doing pretty significantly well, because the way they were promoting everything, it looks like
Yeah.
Apple Watches are fairly close and fairly accurate. And we've seen some of the other. I've tried some of the other watches in the market, the smart watches, and they don't tend to be that accurate. But
Okay.
even the ECG and everything, the blood sugar level and everything in the Apple tracking, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
and
it's gotta
another
be like with the price that they're charging and
yeah,
and
that's the
it's-
thing
it's
as well.
Apple.
Yeah,
But given
So-
this is SE, sorry, we're talking about Ultra, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you go down to the SE model, you will not be given the same kind of features that you
Features,
get. in
yeah, that's the thing. More money,
Mm.
more features.
Yeah. So if you are, if you have an SE, Apple SE, and you are in a situation where you feel like it's life-threatening,
you cannot call the emergency services.
be prepared to die. I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. So some of the
Safety is only for riches.
yeah. I think that's what we took away from the whole
So
keynote.
okay, one opinion. So that also means if you have money, then you are like more likely to be safer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
like
Yeah.
So
you
pretty
are
much the same statement you just made 5 seconds ago.
yeah okay, but this time it was a bit more philosophical way.
No,
Yeah.
but
My
yeah,
hands.
that was one of the takeaway that we got from especially the watch
Yeah.
segment, right? Like where it was like if you pay more money, you will get tons more features and you can do tons more different things. But I also think that like these are the rich people that will.
Yeah,
be
I mean,
able
this
to-
is the thing. Like we just said, like if there is an emergency, we'll be stuck in traffic. More money, you get a helicopter. So you don't need to worry about traffic.
Yeah. So even stuff like the scuba diving and then like going for like hiking in these like remote amazing locations, or like even if you're doing rock climbing or something.
yeah.
This, if you are affluent, then you tend to have more free time where you can get into these hobbies, and all that.
Yeah.
So I believe, though they were talking about all these people in their profession, but I think it was like
They were actually
marketing
targeting.
ploy. Yeah, I think it was a marketing ploy targeting to the richer people, and
Okay.
like we've seen it work, right? Which is the
Yeah.
watch you want to buy from Apple,
The Ultra.
right? So we've seen it
Exactly,
work,
Yeah.
like yeah. So and Gaurav is very rich, by the way. So
Yeah, and I do a lot
the
of
other
scuba
thing to
diving
point
and
out,
hiking.
the other thing that I want to point out is it's $799, right, for the Ultra, and the iPhone 14 is $799 as well. The 14,
yeah,
sorry, the 13 base model
yeah.
is $799 as well.
I
So
think
it's
even
equal to
even
the iPhone
iPhone
13.
14 is 799. So the base model of
Also,
this
the
year,
iPhone
yeah,
14 base model is also $799.
Wow.
So it's equal to the iPhone.
yeah. So definitely a
I
choice
think,
to make
yeah.
for
Yeah.
some of the not the most affluent viewers. Uh, do you go for the watch? Do you go for the phone?
Or
Decide
both.
well. Choose wisely. J. Cole. Anyways, so AirPods. The other thing that was on the market from Apple was the AirPods Pro second generation, right? For some of the people, it could be very confusing because there is a third generation of AirPods as well, but that is the third generation of the AirPods and not the AirPods Pro.
Yeah.
For the AirPods Pro, this is the second generation. This is the second line, second batch of AirPods Pro that is being
Wait, so
produced by
the one they launched last year, what was that? AirPod
That was
Pro.
the
AirPod
AirPods
Pro.
Pro.
Because I have that and that's very good as well.
That's very
So,
good, right? I
yeah.
have the same one.
So I would suggest, or like from what I took away from the whole event was there isn't a lot of changes
Not
in the
a lot of
iPhone AirPod Pro to the second generation ones, because some of the only things that was there was like there's a better spatial awareness, which is also there in the first generation, and noise cancellation is up 2 times.
I think
Right.
with last year's AirPods Pro noise
Yeah, it was
cancellation
there
was
as
really
well.
good.
Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, but not a lot of changes as well.
Yeah, and the only other thing that was changed, I believe, is the H2 chip that they have in there.
And also the
So-
thing that you can swipe for the volume.
Mm.
You
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah, I
one good
forgot
change.
about that one.
But I don't know how good that'll be because it's a small surface, right? The
Yeah.
AirPods.
Yeah.
And I don't know how significant.
And also
the
imagine like
swiping
if you're a person who listens to music while sleeping, so it might like do the thing itself, like because if you touch like a pillow or something and it might
But,
change
Yeah.
but I don't think it'll be that sensitive, but could be.
I think they should just have a lock system.
yeah,
Where,
the,
like,
yeah
if
when you
if
can lock the settings
yeah,
and
lock
everything.
the
Yeah.
settings, then I think you should not be able to have any touch control on it. But if you
But
want to
yeah, I'm
change it-
definitely a fan of the AirPods. The
Yeah,
one
same.
that last year. Yeah,
The one
but
that I have, yeah.
I'll be excited to see what this has to offer.
comes with 4 silicon tips.
Yeah.
So
I think the
But
last
the-
one came with 4 silicon tips as
Choose your
well.
tip wisely.
yeah, yeah,
Choose your tip
definitely.
wisely,
Yeah,
according
for
to
those
your earlobe.
enthusiast of
According-
tips.
Of the tips.
you
according
know.
to your ear holes.
You got multiple options. Anyways, 30 hours of battery life with the casing and 6 hours of battery life just in one
Okay,
setting. So
yeah.
that is
Not a
pretty-
huge
that-
upgrade as
yeah,
well
I mean,
with
it's
the-
pretty much the same from
yeah.
last year as well. So
But
it's not
the
a-
thing about the case that has the speaker. in
Oh,
this
yeah,
Oh,
second
okay,
generation,
yeah,
that's
that was a good
because,
move, yeah.
You know, you can lose your AirPods easily. It's
Yeah.
a small case.
How
but
many
then
times have you lost your AirPods?
I have not lost it.
No, lost in the sense that like you misplaced it and then like.
No,
you-
yeah, I've
I've not
misplaced my
misplaced
case.
it, by the way, I'm very careful.
So are you saying that Apple put in a feature that was useless?
For me, yes, definitely.
So you're not
But
gonna-
for many others.
Yeah,
many
for
other
me it was
cases,
really
yeah.
good because I have misplaced my case so many times.
Yeah.
For me, even the tip setting is pretty good because the second, like the first generation of the AirPod Pro,
I think he is
Yeah,
more
I mean,
concerned
he's-
about tip
yeah,
setting.
No,
So-
but
I can see why he's
no,
interested in the
because
tips.
I have to tell you guys. So when I did wear the AirPod Pro, the first generation one, they used to fall off very constantly, and then having this force setting of tips, I believe it could be better, but I haven't tried it. so I
Is
don't
the
know.
first generation one with
What taste?
not the cushion but just
I think
normal?
there is the tip, right?
Yeah, there is the tip.
Yeah.
But then the
Okay.
addition is the extra small one.
Yeah.
In this one.
So I'll have to try it out, but for the time being, it looks like it could be a good addition.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on to the main product, I believe all the audiences,
Everyone's waiting
the
for it.
very few audience that are watching, are
Drum roll.
interested in iPhones, 14, 14 Plus, 14 Pro, and 14 Pro
14
Max,
Max.
right? So let's go with the iPhone 14. The price range is $799, and what was the other one? I forget.
899
Yeah, it was
for the iPhone Plus.
yeah. So for the iPhone 14, it's $799 for the base model. For the iPhone 14 Plus, it's $899 the base model again. iPhone Pro 999, surprising price given the price of the watches and the AirPods, right? Because I was expecting it definitely to be a little bit higher. And iPhone Pro Max 1099. So yeah,
At least, yeah, okay.
what did you guys think about the lineup?
By the way, all the prices are of the baseline storage level. This all of these are like 128 GB.
So the base models.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 120 GB is the base model now.
Yeah.
Before it used to be 64, right?
I think the Pro and Pro Max base model is 256.
Okay.
Yeah.
With iPhones, I wasn't really fascinated, to be honest. Same stuff, just little few changes.
Are you an iPhone user?
I am an iPhone user.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts on some of the features and some of the new way the iPhone was, especially the display, right? Like the island, what's it called? The
Dynamic island
Yeah,
at the top.
dynamic
Okay,
island
okay.
at the top for the notification and everything. What did you think about that one?
I think it was really cool though,
Yeah,
but that wouldn't lead me in buying an iPhone.
yeah,
That
that's
would
true.
cost freaking $1,000.
Yeah, right. Like I don't know because I have had the iPhone 13, so it was pretty close to the iPhone 14, and just a few little changes, but I could get those changes just by an update.
Yeah.
Right, like the iOS 16 that just came up today. So yeah, not a whole lot of changes. Definitely, I liked the purple, deep purple. I think that
Yeah,
was the
the
name. Yeah,
new
I
adjective
really
they
loved
call it.
that color.
Okay.
I could have gone with that one.
I loved. I don't know if they have this color with new iPhone, but when there was iPhone 11 Pro, and then I really loved midnight green. Yeah.
okay.
Is there midnight green this
I don't-
time?
I
No.
don't think
I loved
I
that
think
color.
they bought it in a different model as well, but then they discontinued it. for
I don't
this.
know why.
Yeah, that's
Apple, you should really get midnight green
But
with all the phones.
the iPhone Pro, iPhone 14 and the iPhone Plus, 14 Plus, like not a lot of changes. Exactly like the 13.
models. Yeah.
The only
same chip as
the
well?
only massive change between them is price.
Yeah, the same chip as well, A15. Not a lot of changes with the camera as well. But if you talk about the Pro and the Pro Max models, a huge bump in the camera after like a long time, 48 megapixels.
It's
Yeah, I was
12.
gonna- yeah. So
12 megapixels.
No, that's the front camera.
That's
So the
the-
back camera is 48
48.
megapixels.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And the other thing that I was gonna touch on was that the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Plus, right? Like you said, the same chip from last year,
Yeah.
which is this is the front camera. So do you see it? 48.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 48 megapixel ultra wide telephotos. Yeah. So this is the first time in a long time that Apple has taken
Bumped
a
up the,
significant
yeah.
step in
Okay.
creating a different level of camera, and that is I think that is a.
I
pretty
think
significant-
Apple is slowly taking over, like Sony and Canon's business as well in
Yeah, right.
in
Like
the
for the
camera
professional
side.
photography.
Yeah, I mean, if you really know how to use iPhone, like phone cameras and everything, I don't think you need like professional DS, like those things anymore. Like for small stuff, like not
Yeah, I think
not
on the
YouTube,
go
yeah,
you could
yeah.
use it as substitutes, but like I have to profess that none of us are like professional photographers, so I don't know how accurate that is, but we're just
If
going
you don't
off
believe him, check
from-
our Instagram accounts.
But from going off from what Apple tells us, I believe that to be true. Okay, A16 Bionic chip, like from last year, like we've
Yeah.
already talked about. Into 6 optical zooming and all that. So that's the iPhone and iPhone Plus models. Let's talk about the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro
The thing
Max
that I
models.
did not like was, I think they should have maybe minimized the notch, but they should not like done the dynamic island.
I think
thing.
this is another step in the bezel world, right? Like where they're trying to eliminate the bezel, but given the front camera, it almost seems impossible for any phones. There have been interesting like solutions. Some of these people have
Yeah,
come
like
up with.
OnePlus 7, they did try that pop-up thing, but then it
Yeah.
did not, it did not.
It also had the fall protection as well.
Yeah.
So I kind of enjoyed that one, but
Exactly, I like
So
it,
fall
but I do
protection,
not
as in
know.
like there's something like when it falls down, there's like some things that are activated and it doesn't touch the ground. or what?
no. Oh my god, not that futuristic. But there was this front camera that used to pop up from the phone.
So
Okay.
they-
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah.
cool,
Okay,
So
I've
that
seen
they
that.
had no bezels on the phone, and then if your phone did slip when the front camera was on, the camera would go in
Camera would go
automatically
in.
before it would touch
Yeah.
the ground.
Okay, so
But they did
basically
not,
they're saving the camera but not the screen.
I mean, so that could be said about all the other phones in the market because,
Yeah.
like, how would you save the screen? Because, like, a screen protector, I guess.
No, what you can do is okay. In future, I think there will be like airbags for cameras. I mean phones as well. So when it falls down, there's like some cushions coming out of somewhere.
I mean, there is a little bit of. I would like to say that, like, the risk that comes along with carrying an expensive phone.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And the eliteness that you get, for having a non-cracked screen, it is something else. So I hope I'm not around long enough to see those airbags on the phone.
Nah, but I do believe that like inventors should definitely subscribe to our channel because I think they're giving good
Some
suggestions.
interesting,
Yeah.
Definitely the corporate
definitely
ideas.
some interesting ideas coming out from Gaurav. All right, okay. So so the final verdicts for the iPhones.
I'll wait for 15.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think I can say the same because not a lot of changes as well. I
Yeah.
can get my iOS 16, which I did like, by the way. I mean, I like when I can customize my phone in a way, like, with the widgets and
Okay, yeah.
and now the home screen. You can customize your home screen with iOS 16. You can
Yeah.
keep up different settings and, you can change the fonts and all that. I'm into that. I like that. So I can definitely do that with my phone right now, but not a lot of changes. So, but the dynamic island thing, I think it'll take some getting used to, or I think they might
I
even.
think it will be removed by the next
Yeah,
model, I believe,
because I don't think it'll.
there is a little bit of an uproar in the public opinion, like
Okay.
that it might not be the best.
It disrupts the viewing thing if you're watching a video or something. But then the funny thing was they are trying to utilize it the most, with the
With the
notifications
notifications and everything. I myself haven't had the opportunity to use the iOS 16 update so far, so maybe I would give
it recently came
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
so
yeah.
tonight I'm
Okay.
definitely.
I think I will update it tonight as well,
Okay,
so
I will
to get a
too.
little bit of a
Yeah.
better understanding of how the
Okay.
iOS works. So definitely me as well would rather prefer waiting for the next model and see how that takes shape, because for me I believe the 14 Pro Max and the 13 Pro Max fairly similar. A little bit of a difference in the cameras, a little bit of a performance enhancement, like
Yeah.
every model, but I think 13 can still hold its ground against the 14.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But also, like, you can't, like big company like Apple can't, like every year they bring a new product and they can't just have like massive changes in their phones. Otherwise, because they have to save something for
Yeah.
future as well. So, like for example, there was when first iPhone was launched. Okay, that was first, but the iPhone I loved after that was 6S because it was everything was like different.
Yeah, the
There's
design
so
as
many
well.
things. Yeah, like
Design was good.
that's when like
Yeah.
smart
Yeah,
phone like
exactly.
they came in, and then after that I loved 11 Pro and 11 because and it's so big. There were like so many like years gap. Then you can see okay technology changes and everything
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So I think after now because we have seen 13, 14. So I think it will take us like some few years to see a massive changes as well.
Okay, so that concludes our Apple event. Anyways, so the final topic of the day, and I think this is the elephant in the room that we're going to cover, and I will be very brief about it because we've already, I think, exceeded the time limit that we thought we were going to be talking about the things. But the Queen,
That was very
yeah,
sad.
she's
sad,
passed.
sad day in the history.
Yeah. So, thoughts?
I mean, yeah, very sad thing.
Well,
the
yeah.
longest reigning monarch in the British.
My thoughts and prayer for the royal family
Yeah.
and
Definitely
people of
our
England.
condolences as well.
And the second longest reigning monarch in the world after
Just by
the
2
French.
years.
Yeah.
Oh my days. She could have.
2 days?
2 years.
I mean, 2
Yeah,
years.
but still, she could have. 96. She's already running
No,
the
she
race.
should've-
I thought she was going to get 100.
Yeah, I thought too. Bro, it was a surprise when she died.
Yeah, all of a
Right,
sudden,
like-
people are going
I
to.
Yeah, there
wasn't
were
expecting
news
that
of
to
her
happen.
like bad health, but then we did not expect.
Yeah,
that.
but when I heard when I saw that news and then when I saw that everyone would go meeting her, I had
Yeah, I
the
was
like
also-
feeling that
Yeah.
okay,
A little bit of an inkling.
It made
that,
sense,
it is, the
when
day
the
has
news
come.
finally came through.
yeah. But
So,
well, she
yeah,
lived long, she
England-
lived good.
Yeah, definitely very amazing history that
Yeah.
she lives behind. 70 years of unbesmirched character, almost nothing to point at her and say that she did this wrong or
Yeah.
that wrong. And
Quite funny as well.
yeah, she was able to. So when she took over the British monarchy, the UK monarchy, I should say, she had 55 countries under her reign.
Wow.
And then slowly but steadily, a lot of nations started to leave the UK monarchy. And then eventually, she came up with the Commonwealth idea, which she was able to bring back 54 of the 55 nations in the Commonwealth, which is pretty outstanding.
Which one?
Yeah.
Did you know which one she couldn't bring back?
America,
Uh,
because America.
America. They
Yeah.
want to be different anyway.
But yeah, 54 nations were bought back, and still she was the monarch of 14 nations. And yeah, so
Okay, so maybe I forgot about history classes, but so Britain had conquered America as well.
Yeah.
So the 13 colonies in America,
So they basically built
Maybe I
America
forgot.
with
Boston Tea Party and all that.
Ah, Boston Tea Party and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Now I remember.
yeah, and then there was a whole civil war, and like yeah, things happened.
Yeah.
Anyways, once there is a lot of protocols. Maybe we can get into it in some of the other episodes that we'll talk about. But there was a 10-day mourning period for the British audience, and the whole
It's still
I think-
going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I believe that it's not just the British audience, but also the worldwide people that are feeling the loss of the Queen.
She was like a motherly figure to the world.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
with
definitely.
Hmm.
I read this article, and the title of the article was "The Only Constant in an Ever-Changing World." So I think that holds true
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. She has seen the world change. So many world leaders she's met. Right, 15 UK prime ministers.
Yeah,
Itself,
12
like
or
English
14
prime
presidents,
ministers, yeah.
UK, US president. Another interesting thing I learned was so apparently she wrote a letter to
Oh, yeah.
to government of Australia or something like that.
Australia, a secret letter,
Yeah,
right?
secret letter that she wrote around 35, 36 years old, like years ago.
Yeah.
And then they can only open the letter in the year 2085.
Yeah,
So imagine what that would be like.
Yeah, what a time capsule, huh?
we'll find out.
Yeah. So, also the Queen was able to stay above all the scandals that were surrounding the British monarch, and she was this steadfast person in a windy time. And I believe that that is why people from all over the world, not just people, but people being random people, but also leaders of some of the bigger nations and great nations, took out their time personally to go and go and visit the funeral. Some of them made massive public statements talking about the Queen and all that. And even Vladimir Putin, in this time where the whole world is hating him, he came out and made a statement saying that the Queen was amazing. And then like
Yeah, and
the
it kind
history
of
and
shows how respected she was.
She
by
was
the-
like
yeah.
grandmother to
the
everyone.
world, yeah.
Yeah.
So now
And King Charles.
King
now
Charles
the
taking
third
on the
King
throne,
Charles, yeah.
one of the oldest monarch to
Yeah.
take the throne.
And the longest heir apparent, by the
Yeah.
way, and the oldest monarch to.
I mean,
take
King
the throne,
King
yeah.
Charles
Yeah.
looked older than
The Queen.
Queen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he is 73 years old, and he might have a very short reign as well. But given from what we are hearing from the public and some of the journalists, I believe that King Charles III wants to make a impact and
Yeah.
itch his name on the history book for something significant.
Yeah. Also, I think he is like very what do you say, thoughtful for the environment as well,
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
climates
he
and
is.
everything. Yeah.
Very active.
Definitely had a controversial past as well, so I think that will be something very hard for him to live down. And
yeah.
then
It's gonna be like definitely tough for him to to do what the Queen did. So it's gonna be tough for him.
Definitely big
Yeah.
shoes to fill in.
Big shoes to fill. Yeah.
for such a small lady, she did wear massive shoes. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so our condolences
Yeah.
goes to the British royals, and hope that they persevere and do well. Not that they need our condolences or something.
I mean,
like
I
that,
hope
but
that
still,
they have subscribed to us as well, so that they are able to see our
I
condolences.
think they're still mourning, so they won't. But I think that will be the first order of business once
Yeah.
everything is done.
First to subscribe and then more.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we'll conclude the podcast for today.
Yeah.
It was very raw. It was very. We're still getting the ropes of it, you know.
Yeah.
And it'll take some
Yeah,
time.
but
to
also like with the first our podcast, we're trying to be as real as we can. So
yeah. So
watch out, viewers.
yeah. So we will. There will be some mistakes. There will be up and downs. Some days it will be. Audios is not the best. Someday
Yeah.
the video quality might dip, you know. But we're
And
learning the
also,
ropes.
like the thing is, once we have like some subscribers and everything, viewers, so we'll be able to learn more from the comment section when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
start. Okay, we can do it's all about learning
So
and living.
is this a slight wink and a nod for more viewers?
Yeah, and then
Yeah, jump in.
for comments as well.
But
More
all right,
comments.
okay. So any final thoughts? First day of podcast done.
It was really fun, and I hope we learn from it. I hope we grow from it, and I hope we be able to provide a better better level of content, and our it was fun. That's all. That's all
Yeah.
that I can.
What's your final thoughts?
Well,
for
my
that?
final thought is that I hope we live up to the expectation of the viewers once we have many. And then, yeah. and then also, it's good for us as well. Like we can, because of the research we are doing, we'll also like grow and along with the podcast. That's my final thought.
My final thought for the day is way longer than I was expecting. I thought this
Yeah.
would be so much more concise, but once we started talking, it just
We
kept
just-
coming.
Yeah,
We
we
went with
initially
the
thought like
flow.
30-minute podcast,
Yeah,
right? I don't know how
yeah.
long this is. So.
I think we've crossed the hour mark for sure.
But-
So, anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are tuned in at all, and hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Thank you for tuning
Yeah.
into the podcast, bros, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.